All right, so today, well, actually, let me just do this again. All right, so today we're going to be talking about how you can use this AI agent to get qualified window replacement leads for your business, right? So I'm going to be walking through this AI agent. But before we actually get started, let's actually talk about the reason why we need to do this. If you actually think about it, we, all right, so today I'm going to be talking about how to use this AI agent to get qualified window replacement leads for your business. If you really think about it, we need to actually improve speed to lead, right? Everybody talks about improving speed to lead, but then have we actually really thought about and actually found out why do we actually really need to do that? Oh, shit. Let's do this again. All right, so in this video we're going to be talking about this AI agent that we use to get qualified window replacement leads, right? So here we have the AI agents, right? It's a bit technical, but then we're not going to go through too much technicalities, right? But the reason why we need to actually improve speed to lead, everybody talks about speed to lead, but nobody actually talks about the real reason, the real losses that happen when you don't call leads like really quickly or get to leads immediately after the sign up, right? So let me actually walk through this study from MIT, right? So this MIT research paper goes through and then studies the response time and that, sorry, excuse me. So this MIT um, study talks about the response time analysis in hours, right? So what they have is like the odds of calling to contacting the lead decreases by over 10 times in the first hour, right? So those are the odds in the first hour. So by the time we go to hour two, 10 times. So like you're basically um almost like your odds are decreased by over 10 times, which means that we are almost never able to get that lead, right? So that's the reason why when we're talking to partners or some people that we work with, like how quickly did you call these leads, right? How quickly did you get the leads? Within an hour, we're already having issues, right? So what we've done is that we've actually implemented the AI SMS agent to actually fix this. But before we actually get to that, let me explain to you even why this is even worse, even in that first hour as well, too. Right. So even in that first hour, so the odds of calling to qualify a lead decreases by over 6 times. So right. The first one was for contacting the lead, the second one was to qualify a lead, right? So that suggests that, you know what, we need to actually call these leads like really, really, really quickly. But the one that is really stunning, right? They actually broke down that first hour into 5 minute increments. So that same distribution, exponential decay that we have in the first um 10 hours, we also have that same decay in the first hour as well, too, right? So here it says the odds of contacting the lead in 5 minutes versus 30 minutes drops by 100 times, right? So yeah, that's the odds in 5 minutes. By the time you get to 30 minutes, we've already dropped the odds by 100 times. So this is pretty important, right? You can already see that it's actually important that we need to contact leads quickly. So what have we implemented, right? So if I know, again, all our partners are not able to get to leads like pretty quickly. A lot of them actually have really good sales teams, right? But what we've also implemented is an AI SMS agent that actually talks and then qualifies these leads within minutes, right? Within 2 to 3 minutes of them signing up, right? So what happens is the um, the lead submits the form, and then within 60 seconds, right, the AI agent texts them, and then runs like a natural conversation, not robotic scripts, not um, like because in the end, AI can actually feel very robotic, right? But then it gives like when people actually interact with our AI agent, they don't know most of the time that they're actually talking to an AI agent. And the best thing about this is that we're actually able to do this 24/7. Sometimes the AI agent is chatting with people at 11 p.m., at midnight, right? Some clients don't like that, right? So we can actually restrict the times for the AI agent to maybe, just between, I don't know, 7 a.m. to maybe 9 p.m. at night, right? And that actually works as well too. So the AI the so the agent starts with like a quick, message, hello, saw you're interested in new windows for your home, right? Quick question: are you looking to replace all windows or just specific ones? So you can see that's like natural language. It's not like a robotic agent or a robotic um, AI trying to, like, get information. I'm going to show you the full chat with one of the agents, and then you see how that actually works. So what is actually important is, like, the AI agent is able to get um, information from the client. So we have this framework that we use to qualify our lead. So we have the budget, needs, and timeline, right? So the first one actually gauges their investment level without, really scaring them off, right? So we kind of tell them, okay, most of our customers invest between this amount, depending on the window count and type, if they're asking about the price. Sometimes we ask them, how many windows are you looking to replace? And that actually kind of helps us gauge the budget as well too, right? Then we have the needs, where we identify what's driving the decision for them wanting to replace their windows, right? So some of them might be preparing to sell. Some might actually have, maybe they want hurricane impact windows. We want to know why. And then this question actually lets the client know, or lets the client feel, that we are actually really interested in finding out the reason why. We're not just someone that wants to push a window job on them, right? So that needs question is actually very, very, very important. So then the next step is also the timeline. We want to determine the urgency, like how quickly do they want this done. If they want this done in 12 months to 2 years from now, okay, then we know that this is not a qualified lead. All right, it's not actually really properly qualified. So then we can know not to send this to our partners, right? So this framework is actually very, very important to implement. And the great thing about this is that we can actually do this automated with the AI agent, right? So let me show you the process. So this is actually an actual chat with one of the agents, right? So this wasn't for one of our window partners. This was for one of our design build partners as well, too, right? So the AI agent, kind of pings, hello, this is Alex with XYZ. I see you sign up on our ad. Looks like you're interested in removing a wall in your home, right? But then the person did not respond. But then you can see, like, I think almost 30 minutes later, it actually bumps that up, and then bumps that up as well too again, right? And then the person says, yes, please. But then you can see that we've already, slid ourselves into the DMs, or in this case, the SMS of the client, right? So then it says, okay, awesome. Tell me more. Tell me more about your project. What would you like to have done? And yeah, basically, I want to remove my walls. Okay, got it. You're looking to remove a wall? We can definitely help with that. When are you hoping to get started on this project, right? So it's not like, what time you want to get started, right? It's actually acknowledging what they said before, saying that we can help, and then asking naturally when they would like to get started. And the person says next summer. Okay, yeah, great. Planning ahead is always a good move. Do you have a budget in mind for this? Says no, not really. But then now we not give them, okay, if they don't have a budget, we can actually, let them know what our ballpark price is as well too, right? No worries about that. Just to give you a rough idea, wall removals can start at around $5,000, depending on whether it's load bearing or not. How does that sound to you? Like, if you can see the way um the person is going back and forth with the, what do you call it, the AI agent, right? It's like, I mean, it's like a natural conversation, and this is 7:18, right? So they started the chat at 7:08, right? And then they're still going back and forth, right? But then all the way to the end, I mean, we get to the point where the AI agent actually sends a booking link to the person, and then they can actually go and actually make an appointment. We have hundreds and hundreds of conversations that this agent has actually had with clients, right? Different clients. And then the good thing about this is that we can actually um, modify this, right, to actually suit every client. So what we do is we have qualifying criteria for everybody, right? So if your budget is 15K, for example, and timeline is within 90 days, right? And they own the home. We know that person is qualified. So what it does is it automatically triggers, right, a send to the API of our partners, and then the person knows, okay, this is actually a really hot lead and is ready to talk, right? So all this happens automatically in the back end, right? Then the perfect thing about it is like it's also very customizable for your company, right? So we are able to feed it the company information, so it knows basically what kind of services, places that you serve, and what kind of whatever warranty details there are, financing options. So whatever questions the person actually has upfront, you can already answer with the AI agent. It's amazing. And then the crazy thing about this is also that the agent also has world information. It knows about everything. So generally, when it comes to window replacement, like maybe what kind of window frames are better, how do windows get replaced, right? It can also answer. Sometimes our partners don't want it to go too deep in answering questions. So, but then what we just do is, we can actually feed it and then say, don't answer these questions, right? But then when the client has these questions, we can direct them to book a call with one of our sales reps. Really easy, right? So the best way, right, is actually implementing this, right, to basically combat this effect of having um the odds reduced by about 10%, by 10 times already, in the first 5 minutes, right? So we're able to improve our contact rates from 50 to 60, sometimes 75%, with leads that we generate for our partners, right? Just wanted to show you how this works, right? So then this is the actual prompt that we use, that we send to the AI agent to create, that conversation that we're talking about, right? Um, in the end, you don't have to like know how all this works, right? But then what I just wanted to point out was where we actually have the qualification questions, right? So it says, okay, here, if they agree to book an approval call, give them a link, right? This is for one of our clients that actually does home builds in Guyana, right? So when are you looking to start the project? Do you already own land? Do you already have budget in mind, right? So those are like specific qualification questions that the client wants it to ask, right? And then we give it roles, right, to prioritize the call qualification before getting them to book the call, right? Ask only one question at a time, and then persistently engage with the user, right? And then we have this challenger sale training, right? Because this is a training that is used for appointment setters and salespeople. Like it's a very popular one. So now we can actually give the that full training to the AI agent. So it now becomes a world class appointment setter, a world class initial inside sales, outside sales agent, right? So this is actually pretty very very useful, right? Very useful for our clients, and we've been able to generate over 2,000 leads in the last 3 to 4 months with for our clients using this qualification criteria, different qualification criteria. So I hope this video has been really helpful. If you'd really like to help in generating window replacement leads, feel free to book a call. There's a link in the description below, and book a call, and they would love to talk to you. All right. See you in the next video.